travelers to India.
Sir, the question is that you have an ISI chief today who is proven to be a handler of Abdul Karim Tundla, and Tunda has admitted it. Why don't you send Hamid Gul to face interrogation in India? What's holding you back on that?
We have got many langadas, see, who can throw muck on you that you are involved in,
Mr. Kasuri,
in Balochistan in a big way.
Mr. Kasuri,
can I say something here?
Mr. Kasuri, your country has been exposed when a judicial commission appointed to look into the Abbottabad raid spoke of negligence, did not rule out Pakistan's complicity in allowing Osama bin Laden to stay in Pakistan for 9 years. Hamid Gul claimed that the very fact that Osama lived in Pakistan untraced for 9 years was a victory for your country. Now, either that man is demented or perverted to be saying something like that. I don't know why you don't have the courage, Mr. Kasuri, on television to be saying that you have to be absolutely, you know, crazy to be saying that you're actually happy about protecting Osama for 9 years.
Why don't you have the courage to accept that Delhi Parliament attack and Mumbai attack was arranged by your own intelligence agency to tighten the security laws laws in the country.
Because the facts, I'll get Mr. Jethmalani. No, the fact,
and you hanged an innocent person called.
One second, let's get
Mr.
Kasuri, you are a lawyer. Why don't you hear?
Can I add here?
Yes.
What was a complete lie that you've just said?
Which is
the anchor just said.
Yes, which is
that
what?
that the Judicial Commission on the Abbottabad case said that the government of Pakistan or certain agencies may have been complicit. That's an absolute lie.
So absolutely not. It did not rule out Pakistan's complicity. It is not a lie. It may be embarrassing for you. It did not rule out Pakistani complicity.
So therefore, therefore, you have already convicted Pakistan on something that was not even expressed as a doubt. So, and secondly, what Maroof was saying, whether he interviewed Hamid Gul and what Hamid Gul said to Maroof in an interview, one-on-one interview, I am not aware of. So frankly, it's Maroof's word against what I've heard. Now, if we are here to discuss Hamid Gul and what he said at what stage in his life, so frankly, Hamid Gul should have been called to address you here. It's very difficult.
Sir, the question is that a well-known terrorist. No, the context is this. Why am I speaking of Hamid Gul? A well-known terrorist, and now I'd get Mahesh Jethmalani. Let's take it forward. A well-known terrorist who's on India's list of most wanted, has spoken the truth which nails Pakistan about Dawood Ibrahim, about Hafiz Saeed, and about his handler Hamid Gul. Why are you afraid of accepting the facts? I know you may not have accepted. No. What is shocking Pakistan? What is shocking Pakistan?
The point is,
what is shocking your country?
What you are saying is ridiculous.
Sir, what is
how can Hamid Gul, the DG ISI from 1987 to 1989, be handling whatever Tunda or Lunda you're calling him in 1995? Because you are saying something which is totally ridiculous.
Absolutely not.
Nobody's going to believe it.
Absolutely
These are
not.
Lies.
Absolutely.
These are lies.
So you can say they are lies because Parvez Musharraf, who you worked under Parvez Musharraf. Parvez Musharraf said ex-ISI members.
How are you putting words into Parvez Musharraf's life?
I'm not. This is what he said. Why don't you check your facts? Hamid Gul responded to Parvez Musharraf when he said ex-ISI members are helping the Taliban.
Hamid Gul, look.
Why don't you accept it?
Hamid Gul responded to something that you allege that Parvez Musharraf has said. I am not aware of what you're saying.
Sir, you are completely aware. You are trying to put up a straight face. You are completely aware. You are completely aware. In fact, I can even challenge you right now on television and ask you whether you are aware. But I'll go to Mahesh Jethmalani first. Benazir Bhutto herself claimed in 2007 that she helped India tackle Sikh militancy. She handed over a dossier. No. She handed over a dossier.
Why don't you stick to one point?
Because there is one point.
You're proved
there is only
what you're saying is lies.
Sir,
you shift to another point.
Sir,
what did Benazir say? Sir, in 2007, she said in an email we've heard that if I am killed, then so-and-so will be responsible.
No, listen to me.
You know,
listen, you're being impatient.
Today,
you're being impatient.
What?
You're being impatient. I'll get Mahesh Jethmalani.
You're being very patient.
So once you're moving. I get Mahesh Jethmalani. The only point you're saying, why are you jumping? I'm not jumping. The only question is, I am proving today, point by point, that you are being exposed on supporting terror. And by the way, Benazir Bhutto handed over a dossier of names containing the covert identities of Pakistan's agents who are masterminding the Sikh terrorism. And that is what helped Delhi track down these terrorists and completely destroy the Pakistani army-supported terrorist infrastructure. If you go back into the facts and you call your friends in Rawalpindi, they'll tell you this is absolutely right, Rashid Qureshi. You know it's right. I'm just saying it on television tonight.
Maybe
I'm just saying it on television tonight.
That Benazir was confiding in secret to you.
No, she wasn't.
While we've never heard this.
Well, she wasn't. I can quote what she said in 2007. I'll send you the quote after that. Mahesh Jethmalani, we are on a larger point to support terrorism. I will send it to you. I will. I do intend to send you the quote.
Discuss your
Mahesh Jethmalani.
Security.
Mahesh Jethmalani is responding to you, Mr. Kasuri.
Disclosure that
Arnav, while our Pakistani guests
was organized by your intelligence agencies
are going to take the standard line of being in denial.
And by that,
you know, we've seen this on every show, and we have a long history now about. Sorry, I can't talk if somebody's going on from the other side.
Go on, Mr. Jethmalani.
It's time I said something. Yeah. Look, there's been a long history of denial now. Every time you get a Pakistani guest, in the face of overwhelming evidence, they keep saying that, you know, we put up puppets and we get contrived evidence and so on and so forth. We've given them dossiers on Dawood Ibrahim. We've given them dossiers on Hafiz Syed. No action has been taken. Now, we don't need any other evidence. Their own Pakistani commission has damned them on the question of the presence of Osama bin Laden, almost suggesting that there has been official connivance in his concealment in Abbottabad. Not only that, he moved in other cities in Pakistan before that, and this was the world's most wanted terrorist. As far as Dawood Ibrahim is
hundreds of wells in Balochistan, in every village, to provide them fresh water. He's a philanthropist and an educationist.
Unlike your baseless propaganda, Mr. Kasuri, we are giving you hard human evidence. You are just talking off the top of your head. We give you evidence and we give you dossiers. It's about time you behave like a lawyer and start talking on the basis of evidence.
You are talking about Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden's biggest enemy was the United States. The US itself has said that there is no complicity of the Pakistan Army or the ISI or any official organization in the hiding of Osama bin Laden. If the US, which is the biggest enemy of Osama bin Laden, has said this, I don't know how you continue to say that the Judicial Commission has finally branded Pakistan Army and the ISI. This just goes to show...
Sir, it has not ruled out Pakistan's complicity.
Or you in this case
it has not ruled out Pakistan's complicity.
Pakistan
it has not
of something that Pakistan is not guilty of.
Sir, it has not ruled out Pakistan's complicity, and Hamid Gul said it is our tradition that we protect fugitives. He described Osama bin Laden as a fugitive. So I think Mahesh Jethmalani is absolutely right on this one, sir. And all we are proving to you
that not only that, a Havaldar in uniform is much more powerful than retired general.
You see,
well, you know,
what Hamid Gul said or he didn't say, I am not aware. And secondly,
what is happening
if a retired person has said something, if he has said this, how is it that you're taking it as an official stance of the government?
Because it is a no, this is not another retired person. Please get your facts right, Mr. General Qureshi. It is not another retired army officer. It is a retired army officer whose leadership of terrorists is no secret. Who is sitting there sharing platforms with Hafiz Syed.
Officer who retired from the army 21 years ago.
Yes, the same goal. The same goal
for policies of the Pakistan Army and the ISI.
Sir, yes, because you will remember.
21 years ago?
Yes, because you will remember. You will remember that in December 2008, and now you can answer my question directly, Rashid Qureshi. Is it true or not, Rashid Qureshi, that in December 2008, December 2008.
When one point is disproved,
no, nothing is disproved. I'm in fact going to prove it again.
No bearing on this.
I'm going to prove it again. Is it true that in December 2008, the Pakistan-based news...
How are you going to prove this?
Because you allow me to complete, I'll prove it, and then I'll go back to Maruf.
I've been waiting for 3 years, talking to you on television.
Sir, I have given you...
you haven't proved anything.
Yes, because if you don't want to listen and you don't want to accept any facts, if you've closed your minds, you will suffer the same consequences of terrorism that is flowering within your country and which you're allowing to carry on flower without any checks. The fact of the matter is this, General Qureshi,
what you are trying to do as an anchor of a TV show is to externalize India's problems and blame everything that is part of your internal problems on Pakistan or Bangladesh or Nepal.
Sir, please don't be touchy about 1971. Sir, you are very touchy about 1971.
And this time it's Pakistan.
Sir, I can understand 1971 was a nightmare in your recent history, but you need to get over it. The question is simply this, General Qureshi, that in December 2008, details of a US charge sheet sent to the Pakistani government were leaked, and among other accusations, it had alleged that Gul,
if the point of all these TV shows is to what?
So why that Gul maintained extensive contacts over the years with the Al-Qaeda and had in 2005 provided overarching guidance to the Taliban on operational activities in Afghanistan. I'm reading from the US charge sheet.
Who will you believe? Question Hamid Gul on what he said or did,
so, but why,
I would suggest that you call him on your TV show.
Why have you closed your minds on these individuals? They will eat into your today your Prime Minister.
Gul is a private person. He has got nothing to do with the formation of the government policy.
No, Mr. Kasuri.
Try to understand.
No, Mr. Kasuri. Today your Prime Minister has gone on television talking about terrorism. Today your Prime Minister at 9 o'clock went on television talking about how terrorism is eating into the very nature of your country and how people are suffering because of it. How can you be so careless about people who are supporters of terrorism?
To talk amongst each other. They're in the Indian studio.
Well, are you listening? Your Prime Minister went on record today, General Qureshi. I don't think you heard him. He was very concerned about the situation in your own country. Well, I think either we've lost the line or my Pakistani guests are not listening. But Mahesh Jethmalani, let me throw the ball back at you. In this given situation today, we have growing evidence against Hamid Gul. We'll get our Pakistani guests back. If Nawaz Sharif still does not hand over or take any steps on Hamid Gul, should the Prime Minister still meet Nawaz Sharif in New York?
Well, that was already decided. I mean, on a previous show, we already said that given the beheading and the last assault on 5 Jawans on the LOC, that there was absolutely no justification for the summit meeting between the two Prime Ministers going ahead at all. I mean, this has only exacerbated the situation. Arnav, our Pakistani guests are going to be in constant denial, but now there's growing evidence. Hamid Gul is only the latest example that there's a seamless connection between state actors and non-state actors in the Pakistani government so far as the matter of exporting terrorism is concerned and giving safe haven and training facilities to terrorists in Pakistan is concerned. It is now almost clear. One doesn't have the facts are too obvious. Whether the Americans openly say or are a little circumspect about it, it makes no difference. The fact is even Shahryar Khan the other day said that Dawood Ibrahim was until recently in Pakistan.
Please hand over Colonel Pro to us. We would like to prosecute him, investigate,
has a reward of $10 million on his head, and the Pakistanis do nothing about him. They first even denied that Ajmal Kasab was a Pakistani national. That's the kind of total denial. There is no introspection. There is no remorse on the part of anybody in Pakistan, officially or in civil society. It's time now that the Indian government stops talking to them. All this peacenik talk about we have to talk to our neighbors, it is really achieving no purpose. It is now time to take Pakistan's case to the international forums, corroborate the evidence given by people like Kasab and by Tunda that they are a safe haven for terrorists, and ex-ISI officers are being recruited by the present ISI and the army to handle them, take it to international forums and have Pakistan declared a terrorist state. That should be the action we expect.